Hi, welcome to Jen's Daily Dish. Today we're making a 3-cheese semolina bread. Yum! Have I made cheese bread before? Well, yes I have, in different variations. Monkey bread, regular bread, but this has semolina in it, which is going to make it extra special. It is a coarser, hard durum wheat flour that is great for Italian dishes, and it's going to go so well with the 3 cheeses of Parmesan, Asiago, and Provolone. Provolone? Provolone? Whichever. Yummy cheeses. We're also making it because it will be so good. Can't wait to make it. Oh, I'm baking with my all, with cheeses right inside the bowl. Oh, I keep baking the unknown. Unknown? Yeah, because have I made this before? No. We're going to be making it together. Let's do this. This recipe, like most of them, comes together quickly, has a couple resting periods, and that's it. But you know my cardinal rule, say it with me, grate your own cheese. Yes, simply put, it will melt better. I talked about it in my 100th video, so check that out. 2 cups all-purpose flour. 1 cup semolina flour. See how it's a little bit coarser? 2 teaspoons instant yeast. 1 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1 tablespoon pizza dough flavor. This is optional. If you want to add a little extra garlic flavor, also with some onion flavor in it, you can add that in. 2 tablespoons garlic oil or regular olive oil. 1 to 1 1/8 cup lukewarm water. I'm going to add all but just a little bit of it, just in case we need it. Get it started mixing and then mix on medium. Adding in the rest of the water because it's a little bit dry in the house today. Let it knead for about 5 minutes. We're looking for a very soft dough. We have a soft, supple dough, not too sticky. Perfect. Now it's time to add the cheeses. 1 cup freshly grated. Don't forget, grate your own Parmesan cheese. 1 cup diced provolone going in. 1 cup diced or crumbled Asiago cheese. Mix together. No need to knead it, just mix it together. While most of it got mixed in with the mixer, there are still some pieces which didn't, so I'm going to do this probably the more proper way. Once all of your cheese is incorporated, place it in a lightly greased bowl. Cover with some plastic wrap and let it rest for about 2 hours until it is very puffy. Just before your dough has finished its rising period of that 2 hours, make a decision. Do you have a stoneware baker that's about 14 to 15 inches big? In which case you could use that, lightly grease it. If not, use a baking sheet and lightly grease that, or use a piece of parchment paper. The choice is yours. You can also make 1 loaf or 2. So many options. Because I've decided to use my stoneware baker, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this with semolina. Go ahead and do the same with your baking sheet. Even if you're using the parchment paper, just get a whole bunch down. Just to minimize the messiness, I am going to be using parchment paper as well. Go ahead and get a whole bunch of the semolina down. You can feel that coarseness. Take your dough, which has gotten so nice and puffy. You can see the air in it. We're going to gently deflate that. Just knocking it back a little bit. Get it on your sheet. Again, you can do this right on your baking pan. Now, it talks about making it into a 13-inch log. But I know that my pan is only 13 inches, so guess what? I'm not going to make it into a 13-inch log. I'm gonna make it into a 12-inch log, which is right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my stoneware. If you have a lid, go ahead and use it now. Let it rise for an additional hour. If you don't have a covered baker, no worries at all. Go ahead, take your plastic wrap, get a little bit of oil on it, and use that side with the oil on it on top of the dough to cover it. Wait an hour, we'll end up at the same spot. Towards the end of the rise cycle, preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Let's see how it rose. Ooh, look at that. It did very nicely, got nice and puffy and is pretty even. If you're using a baking sheet, go ahead and use a sharp knife to cut 3 slashes in it. I have a razor blade or a lame, but I'm just gonna use the razor blade for right now. And just cut 3 slashes in it. You may not even really have to do with the stoneware, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you're using stoneware, go ahead and cover it back up. If you're not, what you'll do is you can add into your oven some water to make that steam happen, or just sprinkle some water on top of your bread. Into the oven for 30 minutes, and then I will remove the lid for 10. It's been 30 minutes, time to take the lid off. Oh, look at that. Let it stay in for another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna check the temperature. Time's up. Time to check the temperature. You know from my other videos, we're always looking for that magic 190 degrees. We are above that, we are good. Time to take it out. Look how fantastic that looks. Let's go ahead and transfer it to fully cool down before we cut into it. That's gonna be tough. There we go. Okay, let it cool down, and then we'll slice it open. It has rusted. Let's cut it open. Oh my, smells delicious. Look at that. So much cheese inside. It's got a crisp exterior too. Yum, yum. Let's taste it. Look at how delicious this looks. It is cheese heaven. Can see those bigger pieces of the diced Asiago and Provolone in there. And I can smell the Parmesan. Let's take a bite. This is a cheese lover's dream bread. Yes, it really is. It is delicious. It is soft on the interior, a little crisp on the exterior. It is pretty much perfection. Yes, I said it. It is perfection. If I can make this 3-cheese semolina bread for the very first time with you, you can too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check me out on Instagram at Jen's Daily Dish and more. I'm still waiting for those song requests, and if there's an additional recipe you'd like me to try, let me know. I'm going back for more cheesy bread.